Donald Trump, who got a higher percentage of the black vote than any Republican, I think, since caveman days, who delivered the best economy ever at the time for blacks, who put funding for historical black and college universities on funding for 10 years, who pardoned the first black heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson, something that, when approached, Obama refused to do, when approached, George W. Bush refused to do, who supports school choice, something that urban black and brown parents want, but Democrats do not, who secured the borders, the people that are most hurt economically from a flood of illegal alien labor are black and brown people living in the inner city against whom they have to compete for jobs. And the presence of illegal alien labor puts downward pressure to the tune of almost $1,800 a year on the wages of black and brown people working in the inner city. That was a study that was put out by the Civil Rights Commission years ago. I'm sure those numbers have changed by now, for the worst. Man who promoted opportunity zones, lowering taxes and regulations in distressed areas to promote economic activity in black and brown areas. This is the guy who's going to round up black people after his election. I mean, to even say that with a straight face, I mean, how demented do you have to be? How sick do you have to be? How self-deluded do you have to be? How troubled do you have to be? How disturbed do you have to be? Are you seeing a psychiatrist? Are you getting help? Are you in group therapy? I can understand you're saying something like, well, I'm worried that Donald Trump's tariffs might be inflationary, although you weren't terribly concerned that by the end of the Biden administration, the average family of four was paying $1,200 a month more for the same goods and services as that family bought 4 years ago. That didn't seem to bother you. But to say the man is going to round up black people and put them in camps, can you give me any, I don't know, I'm looking for the word, I can't find the word, I found the word evidence that anybody in his administration wants to do that? And I know several of them. Leo Terrell just joined his administration. I've known Stephen Miller since he was 14 years old. I've met Trump several times. Maybe he's having conversations when nobody's around saying, I'm going to round up black people and no one's going to notice. Don't you think you'd notice if all of a sudden you woke up and there were no black people? Just asking. He supported Herschel Walker when he ran for senator in Georgia. Befriended Herschel Walker when he owned that, was it USFL football team, the New Jersey Generals. Used to hang around with rappers. I think I read something like nearly 100 rap songs used the word Trump in it before he decided to run for president, because the one-syllable word rhymes with a lot of stuff. Jesse Jackson once praised him. Gave Jesse Jackson free office space when Jackson was running for president. Liz Croykin, who entertainment journalist in New York, before Donald Trump ran for president, said she covered him 10 years. She says, my job to uncover scandals, my job to dig up dirt on celebrities. And nobody called him a racist. Nobody called him a sexist. She said, if they had, I would have published it. It wasn't until Donald Trump decided to run for president as a Republican that all of a sudden he became a fascist and a racist and a Nazi. And a elected representative, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. I thought Maxine Waters was the angriest member of Congress, but I got a feeling that Jasmine Crockett's giving her a run for her money, and she's younger. She says that Donald Trump is going to round up black people. Do we have that, Mr. McConnell? Do you have the Jasmine Crockett? I think we played it yesterday, the day before, if you can find it. Unbelievable. By the way, this is a TikToker upset that President Donald Trump was not assassinated at the Super Bowl, number 18.
You know what? After all that hype, nobody got his ass at the Super Bowl? You gotta be kidding me. Where's the fucking team effort?
That's actionable. Puts it on social media. So if you were in the Capitol on January 6th, even if you weren't even near where there was violence, you get a knock on the door by the FBI, but you can go on TikTok and essentially say you're unhappy that nobody took a shot at the president. That's okay. Number 18 again.
You know what? After all that hype, nobody got his ass at the Super Bowl? You gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
Where's the fucking team effort?
And Ms. Jasmine Crockett, do you have that, Mr. McConnell?
I do believe that fear is truly warranted in the sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up. I mean, we've lived it, especially as Black folks in this country, right? Like, it's the racial profiling. And so whether you're a U.S. citizen, whether you are here as a DACA recipient, whether you are undocumented, whether you are naturalized, whatever your situation is.
So it's not just black people, it's people of color. I want to be fair. Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.